Alright guys, so we have a big pan of very hot soapy water, which I have added my flash to, and it smells really lemony. It's great. I'm very happy. Hi! So yeah, we've got two plastic arms, which are very grubby. Wowee guys, I don't know how well it's even being picked up, but these hands are pretty gross. Oh, look at this, it's so dirty. Which is quite sweet really, because it means, you know, they've obviously been played with a lot. I'm just going to take this off of this hand as well. Now I will be keeping the hooks, of course. They are a little rusty, so I will be making sure to dry them really well afterwards, sorry, and maybe treat them with something. We will see how that goes, but for now I want to clean her because she's so gross, so gross. Her body is much the same, but these legs are really dingy. Like, I have no idea how that's even coming up, but it's gross. The first thing I'm going to do is pop her pantaloons into the water. Now I know they're not her original pantaloons, but they came on her, and I kind of think that they add character to her. So in the same water, which is really nice and hot, I'm just going to give it a quick dip. I mean, it's not dirty or anything, it's just to freshen it up. There's no funky smell off of her or anything, which I'm really happy with, because the first Crolly doll, if you guys remember, she did not smell good, you guys. So I'm just going to pop that over there. Start with the arms, la 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 la, tiny ends. 1, 2, in you go. Trusty sponge. Basically, we are just going to scrub. Oh wow, okay, that's already making a massive difference. Wow, guys, so she's really, I think maybe the seller thought that because she was so dirty that she was no more good, and that's a shame, because actually I think there's a lot of, you know, love left for her. I think we can really make her look really nice again. And even if her eyes don't end up being perfect, you know, it's a lot better than being discarded, broken and filthy. So, you know, it's for the doll itself, it's a new life, a new lease of life for her. Which I think I'll call her Blondie, because I like her blondie curls. So, you can tell, I mean, these dolls were made to be so sturdy. They're just really strong, hard plastic. It would have taken a lot to break one of these, honestly, I think. No, could be wrong. But I mean, even after all these decades, these girls are still going strong, so I don't know. I think quality is quality. These girls really are very high quality, really, for play dolls, play toys. Alright. So, I mean, I'd probably do like 2 or 3 rounds of this. I'm just doing the first round of this just to show you guys, really. I mean, there's nothing, it's not rocket science or anything, it's just good old elbow grease. So I'm going to try and get in the body a bit as well. Now, she's so hard to get on camera, guys. She's just so big. She is just huge. She looks like she has a band-aid or something stuck to her back. I don't know what that is. There's her Crolly sign that she is indeed a Crolly girl. She's different to the first Crolly I did, though, because the first Crolly I did actually did have elasticated legs. Like, she wasn't held together like this, I think. Actually, I must go back and check now, because I've been thinking about so many different types of dolls lately. Sometimes I overlap the two in my mind. It's possible. So this is basically the first of at least 3 bats that this girl is gonna get. So when it's plastic like this, I mean, there's not a whole lot of rocket science to it. Just don't use any like crazy chemicals that are going to change the color. You know, be careful if you're using a bleach, for example. You don't want something that's going to actually change the color of the plastic that you're trying to clean and save. What else can I say, really? You, like with this, I will be letting her air dry completely, so there will be kind of no, you don't have to really do anything. Time does a lot of things. So this girl will be hanging out in my bathroom for a few days after this crazy wash that she's getting, which is, I'm sure, if she could talk, she would be very pleased because she was so dirty. You'll be so surprised because even after 1, 2, 3 really good soapy baths like this, even after that, even after wiping her down and then the magic eraser, even then she's going to still have some kind of grime on her. Like, it's really amazing to me sometimes just how much debris and dust and things can kind of, over the years settle in onto the plastic, into the plastic. Make sure we get in between the toes. Under the feet is another kind of important place. Although I feel pretty good actually. Okay. So yeah, I sing to myself a lot when I'm doing these dollies. Sometimes, like, you could be having a really hard day. Maybe stuff just isn't going your way for whatever reason, or you're just kind of feeling a bit bleh. And you can just pick up a doll that's been waiting for you like this and put some of your love into it, and it can really just make you happy. That's the whole reason I'm here really doing this, is just, it does give me joy. I've always loved dolls. I've always loved the thought of rescuing them, I guess. I remember watching Toy Story 2 and being so upset that, Woody was getting painted over, and then of course you had the really sad song, and oh gosh guys, that movie. And then I turned into the crazy old guy painting over Woody, basically. That's kind of what I do now, so that's that's not worrying at all. Yeah. I often find it's really good to think, if you're someone who, likes to maybe write some poetry or whatever else it is you do. Sometimes doing things like this is really great for giving you a chance to just think about life and step back from everything else for a while. Live in the dolly world. And there she is after her first wash. I'm going to do the next 2 washes off camera because, there's only so much I can really show. And then I'll come back and show you guys. Well, right now you're thinking, depending on if you're doing a doll and how badly damaged they might have been, you're probably thinking, hey, I've done the 3 washes. I've done 3 separate, clean water washes. She looks lots better, but she's still really kind of gross looking at the same time. Your best friend are wipes, dental wipes. These are just the ones I use, multi-purpose wipes. Because even after 3 washes, before you start buffing, there's still going to be bits and pieces, in little cracks and crevices and all these things. So this has had 3 washes. Actually smells really nice as well. And this is really good too, just to get in between fingers. Really get, right in there, in between, the crease marks. Just, places where dust and things like that can just be that little bit more stubborn. And sometimes I find even with hot water, there are sometimes marks that just don't want to come off until you get a wipe out. And whatever's in the wipes, it just seems to help. Now, I wouldn't really recommend doing this anywhere that you've painted. It's kind of at your own risk. There's no blushing or paint on anything here, so you can't damage what's not there, right? So, one arm. It's kind of hard to see, but there is still some little bit of, grime. So yeah, we move on to the next one. She's got quite a mark there. Kind of, it seems to kind of be in the plastic. Maybe it might buff out though. We shall see. We shall see. said he. I love these Crolly dolls, they have the little, you know, the little dimples on the hand. How cute that is. Just adds to that kind of realism, I guess. Just adds that character, that childlike charm. It smells so good right now, actually, really lemony and fresh. So yeah, it's looking really good. Still lots of little dings. Don't know if that's coming up okay. There's still lots of little dings and scritches. But I will show you how to fix those too. I'm going to skip ahead and I will magic eraser time. Woohoo! So she's looking pretty good. Her legs especially are quite dinged up still, but it's looking so much better. Basically, a little bit of water. Not much, just squeeze out whatever excess is there. And we're going to grab an arm. And just very gently start buffing. Different people have different ways of doing this. I mean, you can do little circular motions. You can sort of go up and down. We're already getting somewhere. And this can be kind of, this can kind of be the time consuming part, because you really do have to be patient with the magic eraser. You really want to get into every, you know, little nook and cranny, every joint. You want to get out as much crud between the lines, under the elbows, you know, wherever. And just, you know, to be aware, depending on what kind of doll you're cleaning, you know, it can leave kind of more of a matte look to the plastic afterwards. But like, to have a doll that's really clean looking and all the little dinks and buffs are gone, I think, you know, to have them be a little bit less shiny is a really good payoff for that, honestly. It doesn't always happen either. It's just, you know, it can a little bit. You can see sometimes a little bit of where you've been with the magic eraser. Now I love getting to fingers and toes with this, because you can do sort of a little manicure, get the nails in there, get all the little joints between the fingers. Whoop. And I mean, she's had 3 washes and a wipe down, and they're still going. Like, this is a brand new sponge. I just took it out of the packet right now. And like, already from this one arm, we're getting the last bits of goo. So it really works, you know. Just a little bit of water. You don't need much. And just elbow grease, I guess. Just to really get in between all the joints and the cracks. I've said this already, I know, but you kind of can't overdo when it comes to cleaning. Clean is clean, you know. And, you know, you can put them away to dry. You can come back, and if you're not happy, you can do it again. It's, you know, it doesn't all have to happen in one day. You know, you can come back and go, oh, you know, there's a section there that still looks a bit grotty, or, you know, a little bit dicked up. I might just come back and do there again. You know, you can't have enough of these when it comes to cleaning toys, cleaning most things, really. I specifically use these for toys, but get in between the little cracks. That gives me so much satisfaction, you guys. The corners get down in between the fingers. And I don't know about anyone else, but I find, you know, cleaning toys like this, it just gives you great peace of mind, because you know that what you have is clean. And even if it's never perfect, like, that doesn't really matter, as long as, you know, it's clean. You feel safe touching it, holding it. For me, anyway. I mean, that was pretty much solved the problem. There's still the one black mark here. I might try to get that with some acetone at some point, but it's kind of ingrained in the plastic, so, you know, it doesn't really bother me so much. It's like a birthmark. But I might come back to it at another point, just see if I can buff it away with something a bit stronger than this. But I am honestly so happy right now. Don't know if that's even going to show, honestly. Like, this one looks so gross next to her. It's literally almost like brand new old. So you could, hopefully you can at least see some bit of the difference there. And I'm going to keep going into the whole body and I will return afterwards. So I've got a really nice hot water bowl here ready because I decided I'm going to wash her head as well. Now I was thinking about trying to keep her curls, but I think the fact that, you know, she's kind of dirty outweighed that for me. So I mean, I can't really lose with her anyway. She has no paint or anything left. So I'm just going to submerge her. In you go, little girl. Just really, normally I wouldn't let water get into the eyes. I'm kind of trying to avoid that anyway. It's really mostly for her hair that I'm washing, just because it's just going to be decades of dust and dirt and stuff. Yeah, and I can recurl her hair, so it's not like, you know, she's going to be horrible or anything. So I just pick up some shampoo rather. I kind of just use the same as myself mostly. I don't have like a special Dolly brand or anything by any means. Alrighty then, let's do this. Her roots are really grim, really brown. Just gross. She has some markings. I wonder if this might actually be plastic deterioration. It's quite possible. You know, I don't know how she was stored. Anything like that, really. So, just going to dip to rinse. Again, try not to get the eyes into water too much if you can help it. I mean, certainly on a doll that has good eyes. I don't really want to get some really nice eyes rusted or anything like that. Sometimes kind of, you know, the needs, they justify the means. The end justifies the means to have a nice clean doll. Sometimes you kind of have to sacrifice, you know, we'll say her curls. I always keep these as well if I'm dyeing my hair. I just keep these like conditioners that they give. If I can open it with my wet hands. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and be quite liberal with that. There we go. I mean, her hair is actually in really nice condition. It's just not clean. So, I mean, it's not like I have to give her 20 million different, you know, styles and things. It's really just to freshen her up. Because in the next video, like, I'm going to do a part 2. That's when I'm just going to worry about her hair. Right now, I just want her clean. Okay, I'm probably going to put some fresh water in here next. So, okay, but for now, before I do, I'm going to grab my very famous razor. So there's no paint on her at all, so I don't feel in the least bit, you know, bad about getting right in there with the eraser. Obviously, if there was face paint, don't want to rub it so much with this, guys. There's, you know, you're going to get rid of whatever's painted. She's just so gross, honestly, as well. I'm kind of skipping the sponge stage just because, I mean, we're already here now and I've already got it out. So, I'm going to squeeze out all the excess water because you don't want a wet sponge. You just want like a damp sponge. So just to get any gunk away from there. I'm trying not to, you know, these are quite dry, so I'm kind of okay with wiping where the metal is. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Another bit of deterioration here. Your neck is filthy. Girl, do you never wash behind your ears? What I do sometimes as well afterwards, I'll come back with like an earbud or a cotton earbud, and I'll do like in between all the creases with maybe like an acetone-free nail varnish remover, something like that, just to make sure everywhere is clear. Just a very dirty neck you have, young lady. Yeah. We're definitely seeing some deterioration in the plastic, but it's really not so bad. And the way I figure, even like I'm trying to do her up now, if I completely fail, I can still basically keep her for parts. So I'm not losing out either way, but it just feels nice to try. We'll try to keep you alive, young Crolly Doll. Young Blondie. Keep slipping. There we go. There we are. I will be doing another clean and stuff again before I do her face up. But for now, honestly, there we go. For now, just so she's clean. So we need some nice warm water again. It's really, I just want her to be clean. Her hair to be washed. In between her ear. Okay, nothing too crazy. I'm gonna rinse out her hair. This is always so much easier when the head is not attached to the actual doll, of course. Okay, so there's some sort of mystery item in her hair. Ew. See, if we had not washed her hair, that would still be lurking. So it pays to just do that sometimes. Here we go. Okay. So, apart from any fine tuning or extra washes I do, basically, these guys are going to go in my bathroom and air dry. And maybe soon I'm going to do part 2 where I figure out what to do with her eyes, where I restring her arms, give her a new face up, very important, and see if we succeeded. So until then, you guys, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you for watching. Please watch out for part 2, and hopefully things improve for our baby Crolly doll.